My people, we're back. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Usually don't like Mondays, but I was happy to have this one. Uh, my boy, I ain't been. We used to be really close with the hooping and shit, but it's just been growing and evolving and running into each other here and there. So I was glad to have him on here today. He's a man of two names, but one. My man Jamison Hunter Strange.
What's up, my guy?
What up, baby?
Thanks for having me on.
You
Appreciate
too,
it.
man. Yeah, but we were just kind of talking. You got into the teaching of things. You said you're wrapping up the student teaching and all that at Central with Mr. A-Hole.
Yes, sir.
Glad to hear that. What were you doing before the teaching? Because I really didn't know.
Yeah, man, I kind of went off the map there for a while, but no, so I'll kind of just go in reverse. I mean, I've been doing my student teaching now for the past few months, since January, really. Before that, so the program actually started like last May, but actually I was living in Kansas City for a little while.
Yeah.
I lived there. I moved back here in like September of 2020, so like mid-COVID. But because I quit my job up there because like school was just getting too much. I was working and doing school, but like, it got to a point where I couldn't do that anymore.
Right.
Anyways, some other stuff happened. Ended up moving back home. So now I've been here ever since then. But before that, yeah, I lived in Kansas City for about a year.
So the work in school, because I'm kind of in that balance right now. What was that like?
It's a grind. I mean, in a perfect world, like you don't have to work while you go to school.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you shouldn't have to do school while you work. Like,
Right.
You should be able to put all your energy into one or the other.
For real? I
But
feel that for sure.
my school is completely online through
Mhm.
K-State. Shout out K-State. They have a great online teaching program. But it was all online, so like I was able to kind of take it easy. I could do my homework at night and still work during the day. And I was working at home, honestly, up there because of COVID. Like we got to go, work from home and whatnot. So that made it a little bit easier. But then, like in the fall, I started doing like practicum, which is basically like observation hours.
Mhm.
And then obviously, like with the student teaching, I mean, there's just no way because I'm there every day, all day.
Right.
It's basically like an unpaid internship. So
Dang.
yeah,
So
the
you were
students,
busy, man.
the students were on me today. They were like, "You don't get paid to do this?" I was like, "No."
That is crazy. That's a lot of time, but I guess
is.
the end goal is worth it, man, because everyone's getting in that teaching career.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not even teaching; it's coaching that comes with that too,
Mm-hmm.
and giving. And we'll get to that later in the pod. But let's go back to that Mo State life. Kind of you were talking about working and going to school, but because I was that kid too, going to college and experiencing it. What was I got it right here. What was it like trying to just be a student and trying to find the right major and balance school and all that, and try to enjoy yourself too, because you want to be live that college life. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah.
in Springfield,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
hits different. You know what I mean? So how was
It
it like
does.
trying to balance that?
Yeah, man. I was blessed. I didn't have to work most of the time. I was down in Springfield. I did an internship one summer, and then just like worked part time my last semester there. But for the first 2 years I was there, I didn't have to work, and that was a huge blessing because I got to put forth effort towards school. But and this sounds bad as a teacher, but I mean, I kind of had the mindset like, I'm going to put forth effort into school, but like I wasn't that guy in the library at 3 a.m.
Right.
I wasn't that guy studying before a test for 8 hours.
Right.
Like, I did my best with what I had. I got A's, B's, a couple C's here and there, and it's like, I didn't have a 4.0, but I enjoyed myself. Like I
Right.
did things that I wanted to do because I think that's important,
Right.
especially during a time like that.
And that's the thing in college, man. It's I feel like that's where I'm at too as a student. Like you know what you can do, but it's just like kind of finding the balance. And
Yeah.
sometimes you get that seed just because you weren't on time or you were doing something else, getting caught up and
Yeah.
just trying to, maybe going back home and enjoying family and just missing an assignment. So
For sure.
yeah, man, it is hard trying to find that balance. But you were with the boys down there, Lyric and Bess and all those. So
Oh, yeah.
you guys, I know you guys probably had a good old time.
We did, man. It was awesome. And back to touch on your point, like I know that there's some people like that have to grind out with school.
For
Like
sure.
some people, like
Yeah.
Alaric, a good example.
Yeah.
Alaric, like he was trying to get into PT school, and he's like, dude, if I don't have like at least a 3.8 or 3.9 GPA, like I'm not gonna get in anywhere. I'm like,
Yeah, and
That's
Lyric was
crazy.
big on that, man. He
dude,
was.
he spent so much time studying, but I mean, he enjoyed himself too. But that dude was dedicated.
That's
So
what's
like,
up.
there's certain areas like you have to do that, and I get that. But like for me, I was a business major.
That's
Like,
what
I
meant.
kind of
That's
knew a
what I
lot
meant,
of.
small business entrepreneurship.
Yeah,
So-
it's a good. You can do a lot with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really open. With that, like I was able to kind of get by without having to, put forth that kind of effort.
And that was a big thing too with going to college. Like I talked to a lot of people and they would have like this some type of science degree but they were working like fast food.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, man, well, you can't do nothing outside of working your fast food job with that. And I feel like everything nowadays is just evolving to, the things you want, and like you're getting the field. And after retiring, you go to something else you want, So it's all about growing. And I'm glad to see you do that. What did the year of Corona drive you to?
Man, it drove me home. Honestly, I mean, I moved back here. Yeah, I mean that that wasn't really the main reason. COVID was just eye opening. I think for a lot of people. Just thankfully for me, none of my family was really affected by it. I never really got sick. I didn't lose my job. None of my family members. So, thank God for that. But I think it was just eye opening for me. Like things can change so quick. Like in a matter of a month. I mean, like the whole world got turned upside down.
Yeah,
And
fast.
it's like seeing how quick that can happen, seeing how quickly, it can turn into that. It's kind of scary.
And it humbles you, man. It humbles you. And,
Oh, yeah.
It just drives you to, life's a day by day thing, but you kind of got to just manifest, kind of like I was talking in the last part, like 6 months to a year plan, because you don't know what's destined. And
Yeah.
if you're not getting what you want, like every day, then you're not doing nothing. I feel like Corona made some people and broke some people.
Oh, for
so
sure.
I'm glad you got up out of that and out the slump.
For sure, man. We made it.
I don't know if you've been through it, but I have personally. You might have been through it in college, and maybe that's what led you to the other career. But you just ever feel like you weren't doing enough within yourself, and is that what drove you to the teaching career? And who kind of helped you? Like I saw your post the other day, like you said, thanks to DJ and Pierce, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah, that was a big part of it. I don't know if I will, credit it all to, COVID, but, like a month after COVID really got big, like that's kind of when I made the decision, like, all right, I want to switch. I had kind of been feeling for a while though, like in my career, like I just wasn't feeling fulfilled. Like I was working sales up in Kansas City at like a technology company and like making good money, for a 20, or at the time I was 23-year-old kid, like making great money. But at the end of the day, like I was just going home. It's like, man, I go clock in every day. I do the same thing. I call the same people.
yeah,
It's
it's not a joy.
right, and for some people it was. Like I worked with some people that have been at this company for like 20 years, and it's like, if that's your thing, like that's great. But I was like, man, I got to do something else, because if I'm gonna do it for the rest of my life, like you got to enjoy it.
And that's kind of where I was with football, and I definitely enjoyed football, but I was kind of to the point within myself on the pod, like, dang, like, because I found out SEMO was actually recruiting me, and
Okay.
what's his McDowell?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
called me. He was like, "Hey man, what's up?" He's like, "How much time you got on your clock and all that?" And I wasn't even like fucking. I didn't know nothing about that shit. So I was thinking like, "Oh yeah, I didn't play till after high school, so I got 3 years left and all that." He was like, "Man, I'm gonna check up on you." So he called me back like 3 days later, and he was like, "Man, you can only play actually 1 year D1." So I was like, "Damn."
Yeah.
And I was like, all that
That's
hard
tough,
work.
man.
Yeah,
Well, I was wondering what happened, because like I mean, I knew you'd been training and everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I was waiting for you to like announce where you were going.
And it was right around that time because I was gonna go because Coach Wise was helping me and they were like, "Yeah, we really want you," but
Yeah.
I wanted to go 2 years there and try to get a tryout.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Yeah, man, you only got 1 year to burn, and
Yeah.
1 year ain't gonna do me good." Yeah, I mean, with everyone coming
Yeah.
back, so I was like, "Bro, like just within myself, I know it's not even like getting on the field. It's not that. It's just like." Damn, I did all that hard work, and I went to JUCO. Like I said, I went to JUCO and balled at the level I wanted to. So
Yeah.
I can close that door and put my work into the pot. And I feel like later, a year or two, I feel like it'll blossom. So
For sure.
that's why I'm glad to have you here and
man.
just.
Well,
talk to people.
I'm glad you're putting your effort into like, whatever you're passionate about. Like you said, you feel good about being able to close the door. It's like, you went through it, you did it, you proved that you could do it. Because I know after high school, I mean, we all know how good you were, man. You could have done a lot of things.
Yeah,
and,
it was.
And so to be able to go back and like, okay, you did it. Like I saw you, you're like top 5 in the nation in tackles or whatever, JUCO. Like,
and I feel like, man, that's like I feel like we all had to do. Being 23, I felt like the tip of my like brain. I felt like I almost like reached that like, man, I can really think a lot. Like, I just just okay. I feel like that 18 to 21-year-old stage of high school, you're trying to live up to that name that everyone is thought you were going to be out of high school. So I was like, man, I can't do that. But I was like, man, I just got to do the shit I enjoy and be me. And then not even when I start not stressing and worrying about me is when the blessings start coming. So
for sure.
like, yeah, man.
You just got to lay back and let things happen.
For sure, for
Like you
sure.
said, I saw you're gonna like start training kids too, and like you got the pod going. So man, just roll with it.
And I was gonna say that to you, and it'll lead to little questions later in the pod. But I saw we see how each other moves stuff too, and I see like you're happy now too, and
Oh yeah,
that you had to blossom out of some things to test some new waters
absolutely,
to truly know that this is the best for me.
100%.
And that's what it takes sometimes, man. Just self evolution sometimes. That's why I like having people on the pod because it's about that. Like we were talking before. We can sit there and laugh if we wanted to.
Yeah.
But, it's all about evolving. We ain't 17, 18 no more. We're grown
Right.
men. So
Yeah.
I'm glad we can touch on that. As a student, being through high school, I have a lot of favorite teachers and all that. But one thing I feel like a favorite teacher does is they just teach you the little things that you can carry with you every day, be respectful, just little shit, little stuff to be a good person in life, What do you want to leave your students, not just as a teacher, but, just as a person and being, decent human beings on earth?
Yeah, and like it sounds corny, but I mean the reason I want to be in teaching is like it's for the kids,
Yeah.
like it's for the students, it's for that connection. If there's one thing like I love, it's like making connections with people, and like you said, like the best teachers leave an impression on you. It's not who teaches you the most. So it's like, yeah, which I'm doing. I'm actually teaching business up in Como, but I'm certified in social studies as well. So
Okay.
it's not like if I teach a kid what happened in the Battle of the Atlantic in World War II, like that's great. But like, are they going to remember that in 5 years? Let me leave them with something, valuable, something they'll take with them.
Right.
It's more about like molding them and being a good influence on them, giving them someone to look up to. If there's something that I've realized so much just in the past 3 or 4 months doing my student teaching, it's like, you just do not know what's going on at kids' homes. Like
Right.
some of those kids go through stuff that like you would never imagine. And like as a student, like going through high school, like I had no idea. And like now as a teacher, like you get emails, from like the principal and stuff like that, and they're like, "Hey, so and so's going through this at home," and you're like, I would have no idea,
Right.
Like I got one kid, and of course,
And you're probably like as a teacher, like you would have no idea and probably ask what's wrong. So it's good that you get them awarenesses and all that, man.
yeah, man,
And that's something I was speaking on a couple pods ago too. Like growing through life and just going through my own shit. Like I won't judge anyone.
no,
no. You can't, man. You just don't know what anyone's going through when they step out of whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
No, I couldn't agree more. So it's like like I won't say names obviously, but like one kid, he tries in class, not always all there. He misses a lot of days. And like I found out like a week ago, I've had the kid all semester, and like his mom's like dying of cancer at home.
Damn.
It's like, so like stuff like that. I'm like, gosh, I would have cut this kid way more slack if I knew that. So like you got to treat every situation like that. Like a lot of times there's reason kids are like acting like that, whether it's home stuff or personal stuff, whatever it is.
Yep. And then not taking away from any tragic situations like that, but then you get some people that try to milk a teacher, and I feel like you'll be that teacher that'll be real with them. Hey, you can't do this if you're trying to get that. So
yeah, oh yeah,
that's why I'm glad to see people like you and JB and Hardy and all them guys in that kind of field, because that's what it takes, man. Just being a real person at the end of the day. So
you can relate more to people like our age too. Like I can sit there, I can have a conversation with the kids about whatever. Like they feel like they can relate
you were
to
right
you.
there at that time.
It was like I was there like 7 or 8 years ago.
Right.
Like I was you guys.
And it's crazy, man. We were that kid.
I know.
So,
I was the one sitting up there looking at the teacher. Yeah, it's
like,
weird to think about.
Thinking like, damn, he's a dick, but actually not, man. They wanted the best for you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely,
so
yeah.
I definitely feel that, man. I definitely feel that. Why didn't you try to play college sports? But then you messaged me earlier and said you actually did have a stint of MSU football. So wake me up on that.
Yeah, man. So like straight out of high school, I was like, nah, like I don't want to do college sports. Like I'm done. I'm just gonna live my life. And I was going to Mac with my A+. I was like,
so it wasn't even. Oh, you were going to Mac during your senior year with A+, right?
that, and even the year after my senior year, so like my first year of college, I went to Mac.
So it wasn't even most state off the bat.
No, I went to Mac for a year,
Okay.
and like I went there and I was like content. Like I wasn't, unhappy. It's not like I wanted to go play somewhere and I didn't get to. I had a couple looks. And I was like, it's just not for me. I never took it seriously, and I was fine with that. And then like a year goes by, and you know how it feels. Like you get nostalgia, like you start missing it. And plus, at that point, I kind of found the gym, so like I started working out more. I was
Yeah, because you
Man,
definitely
like,
did not blow up till like that year after.
yeah, I
You
waited.
were, I was like,
I waited.
he was like, damn, Jamison.
Yeah, so and then at like a year, it was like March or April, and C Best was actually down there. Shout out to Colin Best, was down at Mo State, and I had been talking to him like, man, I think I kind of want to play some college football, and he's like, dude, you should like send our coaches like some tape or something. We need receivers. I'm like, okay, why
Mm-hmm.
not? I didn't hear from the coach for like 3 months, and he like calls me up out of the blue in like May or June. He's like, hey, you still want to play down here? He's like, I saw your tape. I'm like, okay. So hopped on there and did it. I was pumped. Walked on, of course. So I wasn't on scholarship, and I did it for a little while, and I was like, man, this is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. It's no exaggeration. Like I know you see the like tweets on like Twitter and stuff. It's like you wake up at 6 a.m. You go work out, and then you go to class, and then you go to film, and then you practice, and then more film, and then it's home. But like that's what it is. Like that's legit like what it's like. And I did that for a while, and I was like, what am I doing this for? Like I'm not going to the league.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even getting my school paid for. But what am I doing?
It's crazy. It's that, man. Like I thought it was crazy. It was that when I was at JUCO, because like I was like, we were waking up, and my coach at JUCO, he was kind of he was. I wouldn't call him he was a goofy. Definitely a goofy. Yeah, he was definitely a goofy, man.
Yeah.
Like at first, like the way he was working us out, I thought when it came to game time, he would be ready to like we're gonna be good, dude.
Yeah.
But he didn't know shit, man. He was calling 2 plays a game.
Yeah.
38, run 38.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, we run anything else, and he would not put the quarterback that needed to be in.
Yeah.
And man, it was just like I was working out and staying on pace and stuff. But just seeing them other kids like just try to catch up, it was like, damn, bro, like it's just like it's a lot. It's a lot mentally,
it's hard work,
and it's
dude.
a lot physically.
It's hard work.
And that leads to another question. Not even a question I didn't have, but a conversation we can touch on. Ain't it crazy, bro, how in high school, like our all our friends, like like working out and things, like we'd be like, damn, fuck, man, we gotta lift and shit.
Yeah.
And now everyone finds the weight room after like high school.
I know, dude. It was the weight room was my worst enemy in high school. Like, that. If you've seen pictures of me before I was like 20 or 21 years old, that. It's like I hated the weight room. It's like we gotta work out. I think it was like having someone telling you to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're being forced to do it. You're on me for the next hour and a half.
On their time.
Right, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Now it's like, it's like, dude, it's the middle of June. It's summer break. Like, what are we doing?
He said it's 6 o'clock.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm supposed to be sleeping. And now it's like, you go to the gym when you want. And like, I look forward to it every single day. Like,
when do you get it in? When do you go usually?
Yeah, I usually go right after school, like during my student
you told me
teaching.
that,
I go right after school, and that's, obviously.
TR's usually packed. Dude, TR's usually, you go right around, you get right in there before it gets packed.
Yeah,
I heard, when I was living with Jet, they told me they made school an hour longer.
At Central?
Yeah, or something like that.
I don't know. I don't know what it was before. I know they added some time on to like kind of build in like snow days, so you wouldn't have to make up the snow days.
Oh.
I don't know what time you used to get out, but you get out at 2:50 now. And I think when we were in school, it was like 2:40. So they added a little bit of time onto each day. That way, like you could, you didn't have to make up snow days at the end of the year.
10 minutes. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm all about. I've heard some schools that do like a 4-day school week. They go to like 3:45 every day, and then they just go Monday through Thursday. It's like I would do
Monday,
that.
Thursday, 3:45.
Monday through Thursday.
3-day weekend.
Yes, every week, 3-day weekend. I would do that in a heartbeat.
That is cake.
Yeah, that's cake.
Still have summer?
Yeah. There's like schools in Missouri.
What are we doing? Yeah, we
I
gotta
know.
do that.
I
We
know,
gotta get
man.
on that, man.
Yeah, if I ever get on a school board somewhere, like that's my number one goal.
Is that the end goal? Move up teacher chain to like an AD or something to like school board?
I'm focused right now on the teaching aspect of it.
And 2 questions in one. And you're going to Columbia. Is that you hopefully get on there?
Como,
Do you
yeah.
want to go there and start? Because I know you got the woman out there, and kind of you guys both have home this way. Venture back this way, or kind of just get away from here.
Yeah, I think we both, we've talked about it, and it's like we're just gonna kind of see what happens. I mean, I like Como a lot. Obviously I've got her up there, and then one of my best friends, Zach Franklin, he lives up there too.
I forgot about Franklin.
Yeah, he lives up there. He's one of my closest friends, and so I like Como. It reminds me a little bit of Springfield. So if I stayed up there, it's fine. But
not
at the
too
same
far
time,
from St. Louis.
No, it's not far from there at all. It's not far from here. But then, like at the same time, like all my friends are here. Got like DJ Pierce, Bame, my guys, Trey, like they're all here. So, if I ended up back here and then my parents, I can't forget about them, obviously.
Right.
So I don't know. We're just gonna kind of feel it out. I'm trying not to plan like too far ahead.
Too far ahead,
I
but
got like a vision,
yeah,
but
you gotta have a toe ahead. You know what I mean? So
absolutely,
it's all about planning.
absolutely.
And talking on the misses, I kind of talked to all the guys on a little, relationship talk. What's some small things you appreciate, from your woman, that makes you enjoy her from her? Because like I said, we watch each other and we blossom from things to things, and I see you happy now. So what's that?
Yeah, man. I mean, life's good. It really is. And I don't know. I'll answer your question. I'm probably gonna sound like a simp, but um, I don't know. She does a lot. It's hard to put it into just a couple things. But one of the big things, like we talk about sometimes, like have you heard of like the love languages? Like, do you know what that is?
No,
That's like
no, something different. I heard.
it's a book you should read. It's like the 6 love languages or the 5 love languages or something like that. It's like every person has their way of like doing things with their partner that like makes them feel loved. So like there's a few different ones. There's like physical touch. So that means like, physical touch makes you feel loved. Like words of affirmation. So like, just talking to each other, talking each other up, that makes you feel loved. Um, Quality time, acts of service. So like doing things for your significant other, like you clean the house for them or whatever. Like giving gifts. I don't know. There's a few of them. I don't know if there's 5. There might be a few
And
more.
because people are different in
Yeah,
different ways, and that's how you learn. Is that how you learn about one another?
yeah. Well, that like you just got to focus on that. Like you got to find out what they're like. There's a test you can take. I know this sounds corny, and I
No,
sound.
I'm hearing you. I don't think
It's
it is
a
wrong.
it's a. I always thought like I was kind of stupid, but like it's a real thing, and like everyone has their own way of feeling like loved or feeling appreciated, and so like you can literally take this test. I mean, you can probably figure it out on your own, like without taking the test, but like you can literally take a test, and just find out like what your love language is. And so, for her, like we have the same love languages, and she does a good job of like making sure we connect on all those. Like for example, one of them's like quality time.
Right.
And so, like we're doing long distance right now. Thank God, like we don't have to do it for too much longer because she'll be here this summer, and then I'll be in Como. But like quality time is both one of ours, and she's in PT school, so like she's busy. Like
Yeah, that
she is
sounds
busy,
busy.
busy. That's a hard program. But like every single night, like we FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
So like we make time for that.
Right.
She could be doing other things.
And
she,
and one.
yeah. So anyways, like I don't know, where am I picking up? We were just talking about love languages.
Yeah, love language. I can take a test.
Yeah, yeah. You can take the test. Anyways, so ours like we FaceTime every night. Like both of us are all about like quality time. So like we FaceTime every night, and whatnot. Like she could be doing all kinds of other stuff. We just after she gets done studying or doing homework or whatever, like we FaceTime.
And I'm gonna ask a question between that.
Yeah.
Are you what kind of guy are you? Are you a guy that your woman just understands like what you're doing all the day, so you don't have to be texting 24/7, or you the texting guy? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Are
we
you,
text.
are you the texting guy to be okay with the FaceTime later? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you're busy.
Yeah.
You know
No,
what
I
I'm
mean we're both busy. Like we make time for it like when we have time. It's never a thing like, hey, like why aren't you texting me back?
Right.
It's like if I'm in between classes or like, she's, goes home for a couple hours, like we'll text and stuff, but it's not like, it's not a big deal. It's like we're not on each other about
Right.
it. Because worst case scenario, yeah, like we know we're gonna FaceTime at night, so it's not like that has to be like that.
Because it's the little things like that that sometimes getting them questions that people don't like. I don't like.
Yeah.
So I'm glad
Yeah.
you don't get that. Anything else? I like
Yeah.
that, man. You said what was that book?
The love languages, man. You look into it for real. It's a real thing. You'll find
Okay.
out a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
You'll figure out, man. That way, someone will know how to love you.
All right, bet that. One.
Yeah, man. So you just got to get the book. You'll find out a lot about yourself. And then like when you find your next woman, you can be like, if we're gonna do this, like, this is the way like I feel love, and then
Right.
hopefully she'll know hers too. But if not, she can always just. And you don't even have to read. I ain't read the
No,
book,
I'm gonna
but you
read
can
it.
take the test. Like just go take the test. You
I,
can.
I am gonna take the test because I've ventured with some women in the past couple years. Well, not years, just I would say within the years. Within the year, damn, I should say.
Mhm.
And I came across ones that I've actually like earlier in life been like, damn, if I came across her, like I would like to have her in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then I get them in my life, and they make me seem like I'm a harder guy to get along with than I am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't think I am.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna look up on that to learn more about me.
Look into it, man.
Because I'm not a selfish guy, man. I'm not. And I feel like if anyone is telling anyone you're doing something some type of way, look into it, you're selfish.
Yeah.
So I would be selfish if I didn't look into it. Because
for sure,
it's not just one person; it's a couple.
Yeah.
So it's got to be something that I might need to know.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the beauty of it. Like, you're gonna go through different girlfriends and stuff. You don't find the right one on the first one, and like you got to learn stuff about yourself, and you got to, grow as a person. It's gonna help you in the long run. Because when you do find that person, it's like, all right, I know what to do. I know what to ask for.
Because it takes going through some things to learn from it.
Oh man, that's the truth.
It does.
That's the truth for sure.
It really does, man. And that's the biggest teacher.
Yeah.
And yeah. Fantasy talk, motherfucker. Is someone slipping out that goddamn league?
Man, I promise. As soon as someone's gonna leave the league, like, you're in. I don't know. There's a couple that I think might.
How long you guys been running that league? Because I've been trying to get in for a while.
Man, this is year. I'm trying to think of who's won the league.
Alaric won it.
Alaric won 1 year, bro. He had the year, like, he had Gurley, Freeman. He had like Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. Like, it was like Alvin Kamara's rookie year. I think this is our fifth or sixth year going into it. Like, when I started it, I was just like, I play in different fantasy football leagues every year. I was like, I just want one with a group of guys that, like, I'm friends with, and we'll just keep the same league every year. Because we do cool stuff. Like, I have, like, a record book. Like, I keep track of, like, all kinds of stats, like, year after year. And then we can go back and look at it. And, like, I always send them the link. Like, it's just a Google Doc. Anyone that wants to go look at it can. It's cool. That way you can keep the same people.
It builds the hype, man. It does. And I kind of started something like that within my league. I just got a group of guys, but to make it funner, we, like, each year we make the pot up $10.
Yeah.
And I think, because we're all working guys and we got money, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
So I think when it's a 10-man league, I think when we all hit $100 a year and we're putting that in, like,
it's gonna be legit.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, we're at $75 a person right now, and like in the league meeting this year, I'm putting in 100. I want to vote on it, and I'll see if everyone will do it. But like, it just makes it so much more fun.
It does, man. It does, and when you get in them playoffs, I'm a playoff. I'm in them playoffs.
I feel that. Man, I've had some playoff woes. It's like a running joke in our league. I've made the playoffs every single year, but like I've never actually won a playoff game. So
you really haven't?
Yeah, man. I'm like the I don't know, like the Giannis of our league, I guess.
So you never won a league?
Nah, man. I dominate the regular season every year, and then I lose in the first round of the playoffs.
Damn. Man.
Every single year, it's unbelievable.
I don't got no advice for you there.
Nah, man. I don't know what to do. Well, like this year, I had McCaffrey, and I was like third in the league regular season. Have McCaffrey. Of course, he played like 2 games. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, man. Dang. And I guess we can kind of slip off into that season talk. I like McCaffrey, man, but he's just injury prone.
Yeah, after last year.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird to kind of put a staple on what his season's gonna be with that back to back. You know what I'm saying? But I think the Bucks will be back.
Oh yeah.
I do think they will. I think they'll be back.
Shout out TB12.
And who do you think else? Who else do you think's looking nice?
Man,
the Cardinals don't sleep on the Cardinals.
Dude, the NFC West in general, man, they're nice.
Nice.
They're stacked out there. I mean, of course, the Bucks are going to repeat. I hate to say it, like the Chiefs are going to be back.
Yeah.
I think
it's you just gotta be real with yourself. Like, who compares?
Yeah, I mean, as long as they got Mahomes over there. And
all right, and I'm gonna ask you this because I got a group chat with the guys, and dude, they love Trevor Lawrence.
Okay.
Like, are you? Do you? Him and Justin Fields. Just give me the comparison on them. I'm not even gonna give you any bias in what they say. Just give me your comparison. I just want to get it from a different standpoint.
I mean, I think Lawrence, just out of those two, like I think Lawrence is going to be better. I think Lawrence is like he's the closest thing to a sure thing, but like there's no sure things in the NFL. Like everyone's crowning him like he's the next big thing, and like he's probably going to be really good. But like very few times does a QB get drafted number 1 overall or even top 10 first round and like pan out. Like look at all the first round picks over the last few years. Like look at Trubisky. Like look at Baker, which Baker's okay, I guess. But I mean, he hasn't lived up to being the number 1 pick.
Right.
So it's like very few guys get drafted that high and then like live up to it. Like Andrew Luck is one of the only dudes I can think of that's had that kind of hype.
And he retired.
Yeah. I mean, he retired. I don't know what that was all about.
So you're saying he won't blossom?
Who, Lawrence?
Yeah.
No, I think he will. I think he's going to be fine as long as they can build something down there
I
in
think
Jacksonville.
I
It's so the NFL is so it's about the situation you're put in. You know, it's like you could put Patrick Mahomes on the Jets last year and they would win 3 games. You know, it doesn't matter what team it's all about what team you're on. It does matter what team you're on. Like if Brady doesn't get drafted by the Patriots, does he have 7 rings? No. Is he still a good quarterback? Yeah, probably, but he's not going to have 7 rings.
right.
If Mahomes didn't get drafted by the Chiefs, is he putting up these kinds of numbers? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Either.
If you put Deshaun Watson on the Chiefs, is he putting up Mahomes numbers? Yeah,
maybe,
probably.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Or close at least. It's all about where you go, man.
And Zach Wilson?
Man, I'm on the Wilson bandwagon.
I am too.
I'm on the hype train.
I
I'm
like
on the
it.
hype train. I don't know
like
why.
it.
I just love. I mean, I just love
Looks
his
like a baller,
attitude.
yeah.
He does, dude. He does, man. He reminds me of like Jake.
Yeah,
he just looks like a baller, dude.
I swear, little
Yeah.
man swag, man.
Yeah.
Little man swag.
For
The
sure.
quarterback, little man swag. They got it.
Yeah, man.
That's kind of the game nowadays.
Yeah.
Some Swervinn Q A. You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Let's get it, baby. Everyone gets a Swervinn Q A.
Okay.
Kind of hit the same, but hey, we're gonna hit it today.
Okay.
Besides Missouri, what's the state you would want to reside in?
Arizona. 100%, man.
I need to go there, man.
Bro,
Everyone talks on that.
you gotta go. It's a vibe for sure. Like I've been fortunate.
What to
I've been
do?
able to,
Hike?
yeah, hiking. We hiked a lot while we were out there. I went out there in
Is
December.
Whataburger out there?
They got Whataburger. Yeah. Oh yeah, they got it all. I had In-N-Out and Whataburger for the first time out there. Whataburger takes the cake, no doubt.
Then In-N-Out?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
In my
Like that.
opinion, I don't know.
Okay.
But it's a vibe, man. Like I've been to California, like been to Florida, obviously. I've been up, like Boston area.
What is it about Arizona that makes it? Because if you've been to Cali, I feel like everyone, I get Cali a lot.
Yeah.
So, I get Arizona too. So, what is it?
Cali, like the thing with Cali, it's a cool place, and like the weather. For me, like it's all about weather. Like in Cali, the weather's immaculate. If you could live in like LA or like on a coast somewhere, like that's a big vibe too. But like I'm not kidding you when I tell you like the people out there are just rude. Like I personally in my experience, I mean I was only out there for like 8 days, but like you just don't meet nice people.
Right.
Again, I'm from the Midwest, so I'm used to like waving at people you don't even know like on the road, but you know, you just drive someone in the same car and like you're like, oh hey.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like in Arizona, it was like California, but like everyone was nice. It was a little bit hotter.
See, that was the thing about Washington Cameraman spot. We used to go there.
Yeah.
Everyone was just nice out there, man,
Yeah.
and welcoming. Oh, where you guys from? Oh, Missouri. Yeah, you guys could do this and that.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing about I feel like that's a big part in it. So I definitely feel the vibe. If people being dickish would not want to be there.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't be about
At
that.
all. You can give me 2 movie crushes, or if not movie crushes, just just some crushes like
Celebrity crushes. Yeah. All my favorite movies, like this sounds bad, but like they're male dominated casts, like Inception, you know.
Give me all right.
So like if I had to do like 2 actresses, this is easy. Like for one, Megan Fox.
Yes,
Bruh.
Yes.
Oh man. She's something else.
I'm a her and MGK fan.
Dude, me too. I stand
Yeah.
them. Like I don't know why, because he's so like creepy, but it's
Yeah.
like a weird thing.
It's
I'm
a
like,
clique, yeah.
I'm obsessed with them. Like I go check their Instagrams all the time for no reason. But so her and then Mila Kunis.
Mila Kunis, yes.
Man, I've been like I
Still
watched.
looks
Dude, she does. I watched that. Like I was all in on that '70s show back in the day, and so like started with her there, and I don't even know if she like still does movies or what. Same with Megan Fox, but like
Ashton's a blessing. That's someone I'd like to have a podcast with.
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah,
Dude, he's a good dude. Like just
I
all
feel like
around.
he has some crazy stories, especially like the punk,
yeah.
especially the punk days.
Yeah.
That was like that.
Yeah.
That time of my life, seeing that was like, damn, like it
Yeah.
was just some
You just
funny
wanted
shit.
to be him.
Yep, and he was young too at that time.
For sure,
He
man.
was very young at that time. So
It's crazy. Like, I don't, have you seen that '70s show?
no,
So that was like the beginning of like both of their acting careers. Like she was like 16 on the show, and he was like, I don't know, a little bit older, and they were like boyfriend and girlfriend on the show, and so like that's how they
they
met.
didn't start dating.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure, like you can fact check me on this, but I'm pretty sure like he was her first kiss. Like,
Damn.
So like that's crazy because I don't think they dated right off the bat. Like on the show they were boyfriend and girlfriend, but like later in life they got married.
Yeah, he had to see the light in her because she
Yeah,
she's the one.
She's something, man.
She's the
That
one.
dark hair.
If you have, what's the biggest failure you've encountered in your life so far, and what'd you learn from it?
we talked about it a little bit earlier, and I don't know if I'd call it a failure. It was more just like not reaching my full potential. I feel like athletics wise in high school, like
You feel like
I
you just
was
always dwell on that?
man. I don't dwell on it, but like I look back and I'm like, man, like I relied on like my natural ability. You know, thankfully I was born tall. I was born athletic. Like that's not anything I had to work for. Like
Right.
when we talked about like when it came to the weight room or when it came to like off season training, like I did the bare minimum. You know, if I would have put in the extra hours, like I see these dudes working with Steph or like people starting to work with you now, it's like if I would have put in that extra work, I was able to, humble brag, all conference, all region, play at most state without putting in any work.
Right.
It's like, what would happen if I would have like tried? If
Right.
I would have put in like some actual effort? And like that's
I
not
feel
to
the
sound
same with me. I
arrogant.
feel
It's
like
just
same
like,
with me sometimes. I feel like what would happen if I just like gave it the time,
yeah, gave it the
Patience.
time. And like for you, like no disrespect, but like stayed on track.
Yeah,
You
you
know,
know what I'm
like
saying?
if you like your senior year or no, my senior year, it would have been your junior year. Like we had a squad.
Yeah,
That would have been nice to have you.
yeah.
Um,
It is, man. And yeah, like I said, it was just, living too fast and
yeah.
yeah, just all that.
You
So
learn from it though.
you
That's
do. You
so like
do.
now my outlook is like if I'm gonna do something, like I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna half-ass it. Like I'm gonna put my effort into it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying earlier. You got to, man, because just life is short. Every day is not promised. So it's just all. I feel like it's just all about getting the shit you want
Yeah.
now and
Yeah.
just while you can, because you don't want to be that guy either. That's like, damn, I wish I would have. When
Yeah.
everyone, when we're all 30,
Right.
35,
Yeah.
doing our own thing. And that was a big thing with me going to college and things and getting a job and stuff. I didn't want to be that guy that was behind,
Yeah.
trying to catch up. And I feel like
Yeah.
I'm catching up now. So,
Yeah.
and like you guys, like my friends and all that, you guys give me motivation to do that. So,
For sure.
yep. So, if you could step in my shoes, what would you have asked yourself today?
What would I have asked myself? Man, I feel like everyone probably thinks this and wonders, but like it's too nice to ask. Like, why am I so obsessed with Tom Brady? Like, yeah, I know every one of my tweets. Like, if you look at my Twitter, like that's all it's about. And honestly, like I don't know, but like I would probably ask me that. Like, if I knew I wasn't gonna get pissed, if I was someone else, I'd be like, why is that dude so obsessed with Tom Brady?
And this is a question I didn't write down, but it made me think of it off that question. I feel like people get the wrong concept of Jamison. You know what I mean? I feel like I do talk to some people and
Yeah.
they're like, man, I feel like that guy's a dick, and no, he's not. Jamison's a cool guy. So
Yeah.
what can you tell the people that probably think the wrong thing of you?
Yeah, man. Honestly, like I get that a lot. If I had $1, like every time I meet someone, like for the first time in person, like we become friends, they're like, "Man, I really thought you were like a jerk," and like you're not. I gave off that vibe. Like I kind of earned myself that, like in high school. I thought I was hot shit. I thought I was cool.
We
and
all did.
We all did.
We all,
Yeah, but like I played into it way too much, and like looking back now, like it was so stupid. Like now, like my mindset is like I want to be as nice and kind as I can to anyone. Like kindness is the best attribute a person can
like
have.
you were saying as a teacher, you can't judge anyone.
Yeah, for
background,
sure. So it's like just treat everyone with respect, treat everyone well. It's like, to anyone that thinks that, like I promise, like we would be friends. Like
Yeah. I
I'm-
promise you will too. He's
Yeah.
a cool guy, man. He's a good one to get along with.
Yeah.
And what's something you're holding on to that might be holding you back?
Something I'm holding on to that might be holding me back. I don't know. I try not to ever dwell on anything. Like everything that happens, I just like I take it for what it is. If something happens, okay, like learn from it. If it was bad, if it was good, like appreciate it. So I don't really dwell on things. The thing that holds me back, I guess, the most is like having thoughts about doing things, but not actually doing it. It's like just pursue it. Like take that step. Like go do whatever it is I'm thinking about doing. Like for example,
Jamie
like
saying you want to do that shit, yeah.
yeah, feel like I'm thinking about like going and copping a guitar and like learning how to teach myself how to play guitar. And like I've been thinking about it for a little bit, and it's like I need to just go do it.
Do it, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like if I
That's
put
how-
in the time and effort.
That's how I felt about the pod, man. I was at a point where I was like, man, if I start a pod, people are gonna be like, oh man, Swerv's thinking that and that. But I was like, at the same time, like I know me within myself and what kind of show I can host. So I was like, man, fuck that, I'm gonna do it. And I've money, lots of money later, and guests later, it's coming together. So
yeah, man.
yeah, like, do that, man. Do that. Find different things to pursue, because that's what brings more inner happiness. You venture on things you didn't even know might
Yeah.
interest you. So
You always got to be finding new things. Don't ever like the number one. Like I just don't feel comfortable like with whatever you're doing.
Yep.
Make yourself uncomfortable. Like try new things. You
Yep.
know, don't get in the same routine and just live with it.
it's okay to get uncomfortable to get comfortable.
Absolutely,
I promise.
Yeah.
Jamison, you got any shout outs before we wrap up tonight, man?
Shout outs. Oh man, this could be a long list. My parents, the two best people I know in the whole world. Owe them everything. My boys, this list is going to go on for a while. Zach Franklin, P. Diddy, Pierce Daniels, Colin Bess, Justin Bame, DJ Hardy, Trey Amsden, who I just saw a little bit ago, Evan Thurman, Jonathan Stabenow.
All good guys.
Man, I got a bunch of guys.
And,
And then, of course, shout out to, my lovely girlfriend, Haley. I know
and-
she's probably going to watch this.
And to wrap it up, who would you like to see on Swervinn?
Who would I like to see on Swervinn? That's another long list. I'll give you a couple though. Get Pierce or Colin on here. I want to see Pierce or Colin on here next. Yeah,
I need C-Best on here.
I'd like to see
C-Best,
them.
we got to make it happen.
Colin,
Hey,
get your ass on here.
this Swervinn episode 500 Strange.
Hey,
Jameson,
appreciate it, my guy.
man.
Yes,
We
sir.
out, baby.